One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com. One of our favorite sponsors is back.
Hey.
What? Hey, what's happening, Mel?
I just wanted to say that it's 420.
Well, it is, and that means that you should head over to Define Premium Cannabis because they have 2 locations in the Portland area. One in Hillsboro
and another one in
Forest
Forest Grove.
Grove.
And if you come to the Hillsboro location, that is where me, Apple, works at.
Me Apple.
Me Apple.
Me, Apple.
And if you go Monday through Friday, you ask for Apple, he'll come out of the back dressed like a bunny rabbit.
A bunny rabbit.
He will hop to your
He
selection.
will hop right to picking out the
Hippity-hoppity.
best cannabis product for you. And what's happening for 420?
Oh, for 420, just we're not really throwing things out there, but we're going to be having an awesome sale all day. We're going to be giving away a few things. It's going to be festive. We're in the middle of all this stuff going on, so not as festive as usual, but we are going to be recognizing the holiday.
To
and
the
you
absolute
can get great
limit
deals.
of festive that it can possibly be festive
Yes.
during the festivalist festival
But at
time.
the same time, getting the medication out to the people, which everybody needs. So if you don't know a lot about cannabis, come visit us at Hillsboro or Forest Grove. We will get you educated. We will find what you need. We have your dabbables, vapables, smokables, rubbables, everything. So you come on in.
Soakables.
Soakables.
Those soakables
I just
are
took a
dope.
nice soak last night with the bath salts, and it's amazing. So make sure you tell us when you come in that you are a listener of No Simple Road. You will get 10% off your purchase. That's on regular days. On 420, it's going to be a much bigger percentage. But make sure you listen so we know that you are a supporter. We will hook you up. You will get on the road with your body and your mind taken care of.
Yeah, man. So go to Define Premium Cannabis, 2 locations in Portland area to serve you, 1 in Hillsboro, 1 in Forest Grove. Tell them you listen to the show. You get 10% off and a free t-shirt and hook yourself up. Support for this episode of No Simple Road is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in man's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience.
What kind of tools?
Hang on. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide, and we have an exclusive offer for you. For our listeners,
Whoa.
20% off and free shipping with the promo code NSR20. You go to
NSR20.
manscaped.com. You put in the promo code NSR20. You're going to get 20% off and free shipping. Your balls are going to be fucking on point.
What am I going to get 20% off on?
So they have all kinds of man-style grooming stuff. They have the Lawnmower 3.0 ball trimmers. It's got a light, so when you get in those crevicey spots where you can't see where the fuck you're going, the light lights it up, and boy, howdy, let me tell you, it's awesome.
But what do I have to worry about pinching myself?
No, you don't. There's a flexible ceramic blade that you can rub right on your boys, man, and you are not going to get clipped, pinched, cut, or nicked.
That sounds refreshing.
You want to talk about refreshing? They got ball wipes to refresh your balls with.
What about that ball deodorant?
They got ball. Listen, every man out there knows that in summertime, things can get swampy down below. You don't want swampy balls. Am I right, Mel?
No, I definitely don't want swampy balls.
No, you don't. You really don't want swampy balls. And neither do you guys out there. So go to Manscaped. They are the bomb. They hooked us up with this. It's called the Perfect Package. And it's got this leather case that's called the Shed. And the Tool Shed. The Tool Shed. Thank you, Apple. And it's got underwear. It's got the Lawnmower 3.0. It's got ball toner and ball lotion. So you know
their
what?
underwear is pretty dope. They sent me a pair, and they are soft.
They're my favorite. I'm bummed I only have one pair. I need to order like a week's worth.
And I ain't gonna lie, my balls have never looked better.
No, I got a question too.
I'll be the
I'm
judge
all
of that.
done taking care of all that and everything, and I look in the mirror all proud of myself, but I got nose hairs sticking out.
Go over there and hook yourself up with a nose trimmer, Apple. Don't be gross. All right, just go do it.
Yeah,
they have
a nose trimmer.
They do. They have a nose trimmer. Weed whacker.
The weed whacker.
Yeah. Ear hair, nose hair. You're getting a little older. You get this weird hair comes out of your ears. It's the fucking weirdest, grossest thing ever. This thing takes care of it. So go to manscaped.com, put in the promo code NSR20, get 20% off and free shipping, and take care of your balls because they take care of you.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
No simple road. No simple road. No simple road. No simple road.
All kinds of shenanigans.
The door humping with the look back. Oh my god, cutest video ever. Dude.
Oh my god, that was so
Dude,
funny.
I had to be like, I had to put it on the post to be like, so, watch to the end.
I love that you
now.
posted that.
No Simple
Hey.
Road family, what's happening out there,
Welcome
everybody?
to everything.
everything.
So we have two guests in the studio with us today.
For our wonderful episode of Susana Millman.
This is Grateful Dead royalty,
Yes,
ladies
it
and
is.
gentlemen. This is Dennis McNally's beautiful wife, Susana, who just came out with, well, not just, but has come out with a book of her photography. She had a really unique...
She said that she was the fly on the wall.
Yeah, you know, she was backstage while all the shenanigans and hootenannies were happening, watching everything go on. But here in the studio today with us, we have two wonderful human beings as
Returning
well.
guests.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
And family.
It's
and beyond.
Brady and Jen from Beadworks by Jenny. Say hi.
That's me. Hi, guys.
Hello.
So I wonder, like, because I have not a weird thing about my name, but I'm Melanie, I'm
Mel.
Mello, I'm Mel. Are you Jen and Jenny, or are you Jenny?
I am. I'm
Jay.
whatever you want me
Okay.
to be, honey.
But it's I've come to know that, but I just wonder, like, in your own head, like, is there any type of, like, not even preference, but like something that you respond better
So
to?
I introduce myself as Jenny.
Okay.
So that's how I introduce myself. My dad calls me Jen or Jennifer. Different people call me
I
different
think
things. Brady calls me baby.
It would
Oh,
be weird
hey,
to call you
baby.
Jennifer.
Yeah,
Seems very
Jenny.
formal.
Jenny's
Jennifer,
like
get down here.
Jenny's playful and fun
is.
like you are.
You're in
It's like
trouble.
Yeah.
Jenny.
Jennifer is a beautiful name. It's, when I was born in 75, for 20 years, Jennifer was the
Shit.
top named, female name. So in high
But it's
school,
a
I've
good,
got some
strong
close
name.
Jennies. Jennifer is a beautiful name, yes. And Jennifer Ray. And yeah, so it's, but when you were in school and somebody said, hey, Jen or Jenny, there were like three of us like, yeah. yes, me. Which one?
Well-
so then it became which Jenny? But
Which Jenny?
Which Jenny?
Oh,
Wow, okay.
hey.
we
That's
develop
another
into
option.
those.
Which Jenny?
That's the broom thing.
That's
Sweeping
right.
it
Oh,
up,
yeah.
The
Oh,
cleaning,
yeah.
Yes. So
Well,
I
welcome
introduced
back.
myself. Thank
and
you.
happy belated
Happy
birthday.
belated
Happy
birthday.
birthday month.
Thank you. Yes, it's a home month.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll even trickle into Taurus season. I have no problem.
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait,
Bogart.
hold on. Now I got to quit. So Brady, is it Brady, Brandel,
B.
Brado,
B-Dog.
B-Dog is one of them.
B-Dog? Okay, that's dope.
Oh, hell no.
I'm stoked you guys are here to be in on this intro with us because it is Grateful Dead family.
Yep.
And it's such an important thing to keep the history of the family going and
Yes.
chronicling everything that's gone on. And it's such a trip to me. Like there's a guy named Davey and he has a YouTube channel. Davey, damn,
He is a guest soon to
blowing
be.
it right now. The YouTube channel is, give me a second.
Give him a second. He's looking it up.
Looking
But
it
Davey
up.
has these
Wow,
awesome
that's-
long dreads, and he
Toby and Davey is the
Yeah.
YouTube channel. And Davey, I'm guessing maybe 30. Maybe.
maybe, yeah, he could still be in his 20s. Davey said that he's not 30 yet. Remember?
Okay. And this kid shreds the guitar. Like,
Nice.
He teaches people dead music.
yeah, that's his deal. Like he teaches Grateful Dead music, and him and his partner Toby do like live chill sessions where they just smoke weed and
Drink.
make beats and
how
drink,
fun.
and it's really cool.
That's cool.
But my point is, like, there's this whole younger generation of heads that, like, if we don't continue to chronicle the legacy of the Grateful Dead and keep a history of the family, then it will just go into obscurity and the history will end up being, and no, I'm not dissing the current iteration of Dead and Company at all. I have nothing but mad love and respect for them.
Foundation.
Right.
It's remembering factual foundations.
Right, but we
Yep.
got to remember
Yes.
where we came from and our roots.
And people like Susana Millman, the fly on the wall, so to speak, you wouldn't necessarily find out about her unless you took a deep dive. But she has so much colorful and rich stories, personal and impersonal stories about the band and each one of them that need to be spoken about. And what's in her head needs to be said, because it is a gift for everybody that wants to know about the lineage and to kind of keep that going.
That's a trip to me. Like that in the Grateful Dead family there is a lineage.
Yeah, we're part of it. We're part of it,
100%.
everybody in this room, because if we've gone to a show, whether it was the Grateful Dead or any iteration of that, we've seen those shows, and people and younger generation that become interested in, maybe that are not even born yet, they're going to count on our accounts of what it was like to be there.
Oh shit.
And it's the inertia of the vibe. And it's almost like apostles. Think about that. Like people having different
Yes.
stories, different tales, and you keep that alive. And whether it's recorded, which
Yep.
keeps it alive, or written,
Oral
it keeps it alive.
tradition.
Yes, oral tradition. But when it's recorded, you can fact it a little bit more. Not that it's all about the facts, but details are They're incredible. And if you
Absolutely.
were like, hey, this is the heart of the matter here because listen to this story.
Right.
Here's a great example of that lesson.
Absolutely.
The dead and everything, the counterculture behind it is all about love and lessons.
Over 50 years ago, and then look at us 50 years later. Still talking about it. 50 years is a fucking long time, guys. That's a half of a century. And we're talking about something that's half of a century old. So I'm not a half a century yet.
Well, that's
so
why-
I'm talking about something that happened before my time. So this is, again, a super important conversation to have.
Yeah,
an integral
and
part
this
of our
one's all
lives.
about nostalgia, like
Yes.
keeping that nostalgia alive. The one thing I love that this is another one of those. We've had several, and we have another one coming up pretty soon. When it's an interview that I know is not going to be on Zoom, that's going to be on a landline because it's nostalgic. These are like talking to like our parents and
Yes.
a generation before me and Aaron and stuff too. It is so special to have these people. They have so much to say, and you hear it. The excitement that builds once we start talking and stuff, and that you start having them access, like Susanna asking her question, and you can feel it. She's like accessing the file cabinet of things she hasn't said in a while, and it sparks new things, and it leads just to amazing conversation.
And how grateful she was to have her story told.
Yeah.
She was really grateful, and
got
that.
to see her glow. And there's
Well,
nothing
we did.
like
It was.
it.
This was a landline, right?
Yeah, we didn't
didn't.
Well, you got
see
to
her, but yeah,
feel the
it
glow.
definitely felt it, and it was it was amazing. Plus, we love Dennis so much. And when we first met them, she was so excited that we were going to interview Dennis. So
She
seeing
wouldn't have
her
anything to
man
do with
getting
it.
like accolades was so great for her. So just this like kind of full circle, her getting accolades and just having her story told. Like forget about what Dennis did. He did great stuff. But what did Susanna do? And
I remember that too. We wanted to include her in the interview when
Yeah.
we were at Skull
She's
and
like, "No."
Roses. She's like, "Nope, you're doing Dennis. You know, like some
She's like,
other
"We'll do
time.
you
I'm
some
going
other
to take
time."
pictures. You have
Yeah.
fun."
So thank you, Susanna, for being on the show and
Yeah.
sharing those little secrets and those memories with us and everybody that's listening.
It's a trip to me that like you said, 50 years later, it's still as relevant as it was in 65. And that there's an entire new thing that's happened. And it really, like the last time that you guys were here, Brady and Jen, like it had been a while since I had like got down to the Grateful Dead. And like after you left, I was reminded, like I started looking around the house.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh wow.
So-
like every corner of the house is like, you know, Jerry's handprint is over the door of the studio.
Yes, everywhere.
Jerry.
I have more pictures of Jerry in my house.
There's one
than I
hanging
do
in
of
Miles's room on the
family.
family photo wall.
That's where I'm going. And so that day I'm like walking around, I was still a little lifted
Yes.
from the night before.
Elevations.
And I was kind of like walking around the house, tripping out on everything. And I was like, wow, Jerry's
Well, and
hands
do you
above
remember-
the door. And I was in the living room and I was like, whoa, like this huge poster of Jerry like overlooks the entire living room. Then I walked in my bedroom and next to my bed is an altar. And on the altar is a picture, not of the family, but of the Grateful Dead.
Of the family.
And a picture of my dad and a sticker that says, thank you, Jerry. And I just stopped and like, whoa, like it was like remembering myself for myself kind of moment. Like, oh shit, this is where that's where I come from.
Family.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, do you remember it was around that time where Kate, if you guys have listened to previous episodes of Kate,
Mom and Me
Astrology, she was doing this episode on feng shui and she said, I just want you to go and walk into your house and just take a look what's on the top of the highest point of your wall. And just go ahead and look around in each room and just look at what the high points are, because these are the things that you hold in the highest regard of your home. So if there's something that you don't want on that spot, you should definitely take it down, but just go in and take a look. And so when I did, I came in and started to look at all the things that we have, the posters, the pictures, and what's up high. And I was like, wow, this has really followed us everywhere in every room. And I'm mostly responsible for the decorations in the house, not
Well, Apple
solely,
too.
not
The two of
solely.
you guys.
Yeah, not solely, but so between Apple and I, our collaboration of putting things up and everything, and it's important to all of us.
It
you know?
defines all of you in every corner, every wall. It is. I love coming here because it's just like everything. It's like, oh wait, oh my God, what is this?
Our house is definitely
it's become
interactive.
a collaborative too.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the beginning, it was like, Mel, you go ahead and do it, and then it became like we all kind of like
Add your
and
flair.
then agree. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, also giving back to the thing that has given so much is really important too. Like for all of you out there as well. Like it doesn't mean that you have to like spend your life giving back to the scene, but just your attention, your energy, your time, your love, that's important to, that's the fuel that's in the tank of the family and that keeps the music flowing. And it can seem innocuous, like it's not a big deal, but I don't know, man. It's the thing that keeps it going, and having been in it long enough to see it ebb and flow, and you know what I mean, wax and wane. And we are right now really in a crucial time of like, we need to infuse this family
the
with
foundation
love.
of what the love means and the acceptance and the understanding and the individuality, yet community, because it can be two different things. We can do those things. And like you said, the 30-year-olds they're teaching, the kids teaching Grateful Dead music. And so even our love and energy that goes into that, and he is keeping, it's perpetual. It all goes forward.
Music never stops.
And I just want to say one thing. This is such a unique, another one thing.
Another
one thing.
Don't forget.
This is, you guys make me forget.
I know.
But this is one of the things, like, as far as like for feeding itself, it's perpetual. It doesn't, like, what other band or what other type of music has created such a robust community?
It's a counterculture of this country that has spread to all other parts of the world. It's the foundation of a counterculture in society.
And so I just want to throw that out there because I think about that sometimes and it blows my mind.
You know,
and we're pretty nice people.
We're fucking sweethearts.
We're very kind.
We mean well. We love most.
But also we're not no pushovers either. Like,
do no harm, take no shit.
I've met the most strong-willed and strong personalities and characters that I've ever met in my whole life in this scene.
Activists, people with passion who make change.
Absolutely. Entrepreneurs. Like, come on. It's so rich and
art.
Yeah. So I'm grateful to contribute something like this to the pot of the greater community.
I love the pot you guys contribute.
So I want to get you guys to the interview. We're going to do our week and then we'll get you there. We'll do the business. And all that. Mel, you go first today.
I had a really challenging health week. I was a little scared in my own body, and I hate feeling that way.
It was a trip to see you like that.
I haven't felt like that in a long time, but I got through it. And what it's calling me to do is to even more so. I already am very cognizant of my body, myself, my health and wellness, my beauty, all of those things wrapped into one. I'm very conscious of it, but this week it was on a deeper level. Like I need to figure out what's going on physically. And so it's just put more of a microscope on that part of my life. And I'm super happy to be starting a 21-day sadhana coming up in May. And I had to fight a little bit at work to get it, but overcame that. And so I'm just really excited, and I'll keep you guys posted on what happens there.
That's what I was going to say.
A sadhana is a spiritual practice. So it's not a specific one. It's your own that you can create. But for me, it's really a matter of honoring my body, not like I don't do that already, but intentionally and specifically. So like for this, I would be waking up early, about 3:30, 4 o'clock, taking a bath to help to purify yourself, and then going into a little bit of a meditation. So whatever that means for you, whether it's movement meditation, dancing, writing, journaling, any of those things.
You could even do like a lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram.
Absolutely. Come out like Jeff Firewalker mentioned and just give something to the earth. But these hours between 3 and 4 a.m., this is called the Amrit Villa, which is like the high time. Things are quiet. There's nothing
psychic
going on.
energy. Everybody's asleep.
Yeah,
so
the
psychic
veil.
energy is chill.
Yeah, the veil
Messed
is
her up.
very thin at this time. And so you can hear a lot more. So this is why meditation is so important during those hours, because you've woken up from your slumber. There's nothing fresh, or you've not encountered anything yet. So you can really listen to what the hell's going on, not in your head, what's being taught to you. So I'm doing this in an effort to listen more to my body, to get more in touch with it, to get more empowered, and to really hear where my career is going, because I feel a tug to create my own, to continue to create my own business, but I always have this block of what exactly that looks like. So I'm wanting to gain clarity in this situation. So there's a lot of things that are wrapped up in this 21-day sadhana for me. And it's not like, oh, at 22 days, I'm going to stop, but I'm dedicating this 21 days to that goal. So it's kind of like, a weight loss journey. Maybe you want to get a license for something and you have to study for something. You can do it do it for anything that you want. Like you want to get clean off of something, so for me,
you want to get dirty off.
Or you want to fucking get dirty. Go for it. But for me, this is something that I am doing to revitalize my discipline and my internal flame, and to really call to focus some of the things that I have kind of hidden subconsciously. I want to have that stuff revealed. So this is my attempt. And May is a really great month because
it's my birthday month. Oh,
it's Apple's
Yeah, it
birthday
is.
month.
Brady's birthday month.
Brady's
my
birthday
grandma.
month. My uncle's birthday month that passed, and it's going to be the first year that he's been gone. And so I'm calling on him as my angel to help me through this too, and to be my angel while I work through this, because he's been very active since he's been gone in my life.
I rarely dream of people that pass. He showed up twice in very profound, profound ways. Like he didn't speak, but he
Presence is presence.
No, he walked up to me and touched his forehead to my forehead and gave me a fist bump and walked away.
Wow.
It was heavy.
That's
I woke up.
Yeah, and it's something that my uncle absolutely would do, and last week I mentioned I had, made up with my mom and everything, and my uncle was completely instrumental in that, because every time I didn't have the strength yet. I didn't have the strength to mentally just get over it. Sometimes you just don't, like when people say, oh, I'm in a bad mood, and then just fucking be positive. Like, thank you,
not that
asshole.
simple, yeah.
Thank you. Sometimes it's possible.
I
You
never
can change
thought
your
of
mind.
that.
I'll work on that. Yeah.
And then there's other times where you need to fucking work through it. And I did not have the strength to forgive my mom or to be in a position for that. And I just kept asking my uncle, what do I do? What do I do? And he sent somebody to speak through, to tell me what to do, and
Open that gate.
he opened the gate, and I'm just grateful. So I feel like this is to honor myself, this is to move forward in myself, and this is to say thank you to a change that has happened in our house too. I'm super grateful for the health change that has happened in our house. So
a catalyst for all these intentions that
yeah.
you want to pay attention to.
Yeah, so
and
I'm honoring
bring
that.
forward, yes, and to do a big hardcore lesson into that, and you'll be able to recognize what you think most about and how you feel about those things, especially with the health changes. And,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Magnus,
It's
and what he's
huge.
doing for you, and what you've been feeling this week as I'm listening. You just overcame a huge emotional threshold,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Like, of course, you're going to physically feel, right?
Oh, wow, I hadn't thought of that.
I was
didn't either
detoxing
until
it a
just
lot,
now. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, that's a pretty huge. And when you detox, it can be
Ugly.
sweaty and
It's
grody.
messy.
Yes. Well, so physically, why wouldn't it?
So, just really quick, the portion of the work that I'm focusing on is the womb and healing the womb. And I have never in my entire life had any issues with like cysts or heavy bleeding or anything associated with my womb. I've been very fortunate. And this week, that is exactly what happened all of a sudden while I'm preparing for this womb work. And although I was, like I said, I was a little bit scared in my body, like what the fuck is going on? I've never felt like this. I've never bled post period. I've never had any of these kinds of things. Why is this happening? And the detoxification, this is where it comes from.
And of your mother.
Absolutely. And she said those words. She's like, if you want to start, and I'm talking about Queen Afua, she said, if you want to start womb work, look no further than your parents. So I'm taking all the signs because that's how I live my life.
Shedding.
Babe.
And
Shedding and making the whole foundation clean and forward. And of course, that's going to feel physically.
Oh,
like
it's nuts what you did. Like, I'm just sitting here like listening, and what Jen just said, like it totally makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put together what you just said. Like you're preparing for this thing. You've never had an issue with that. And then all of a sudden, now you have an issue with that.
yeah.
And it's not just you. Like it's all over the house. So like talk about this health thing. And for me, like I got super, I got really discouraged during lockdown, like around November. I couldn't go to the gym anymore. I ordered a fucking treadmill that took 3 months to get here. It was so frustrating.
That was crazy.
And so I couldn't move. And like internally, I kind of like just gave up. I was like, fuck it. Just going to
Bake bread and fucking sweets every week.
And fucking ice cream and fuck it.
It's so fun.
It was fun for a minute.
Hindsight is
In its own way, those moments. Oh.
And, but the whole time, like I could hear myself screaming at myself. I couldn't enjoy it all the way. And with I told you guys last week that we have a nutritionist that's helping us out, our friend Magnus. And so we started doing this thing with Magnus, and I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'm in. And everywhere I looked was, you need to be watching the food you eat. Like, you need to get rid of glyphosate. You need to get that shit out of your body. You need to have more leafy shit. Like, you need to be eating more green and more clean. Everywhere I looked. And it was like, sometimes it's really easy to ignore synchronicity. It's especially
because there's responsibility associated with it too,
Accountability.
with acknowledgement.
and especially when you're a hardhead.
Oh, duh! Every one of us.
And I'm like,
No.
yeah, whatever. Shut up.
not you, Apple. Sorry.
I can't hear you. You're not talking to me. You're talking to Apple. Like, whatever.
I love to be told what to do.
Yeah. But this was a horn, like a truck horn. It's like, fuck.
Not a cow horn.
No, or cowbell. And
More cowbell. please.
more cowbell. And it was like, you do it right now. Like, there's no, I'll do it next week after this. Or like, what at the beginning of May, it was like tomorrow, dickhead.
accountability doesn't
And
have
can
a
I just
different
say,
start
before
date.
you finish, can I just say a secret thing that I don't really talk about?
What?
Like, I just really always felt like you and Apple were a lost cause, because I'm like, well, fuck, they fucking smoke together. They fucking eat like shit together. I can't fucking get in there. I can't shoehorn. They're fucking like, I'm glad that Apple said this, or not Apple, Aaron said this the other day, but he's like, it's fucking Apple's his second
I didn't say
husband.
that.
Who said that? Somebody said that.
Daniel Schenken said that.
Daniel said that. Thank you
I
for
didn't say
saying
that shit.
Yeah, Daniel said that. And boom, light bulb went on. Not like I didn't know that.
Wait, what Daniel say?
He said that you and Aaron were you were the third
You were
wife,
my- you were
or
my
the second
second
wife,
wife.
or something like that.
Yeah, first wife.
Yeah, first wife. That's what I said earlier. That's what I told Jenny.
They've been married longer than he and I have.
Yes, but so their bond is way stronger than Aaron and I's for a lot of things when it comes to
Different,
yes,
different levels.
stronger on different levels.
In
And
being shitheads.
Yeah, and keeping each other in your shit. And Magnus said something really funny on the phone call the other day. He's like, "Oh, Melanie, you know a bunch of stretches. You can teach the guys." And I just fucking bust up laughing. I can't teach them shit. I've been knowing this shit since fucking 2012.
That was true.
And there's no teaching, but what I'm saying is that it's the first time that I see the light at the end of the tunnel where you guys are actually helping each other be better. And I'm fucking so excited to see where that leads.
And being ready to learn. Right? So you've seen her stretch and you've seen her
I've done it
do
with
these
her.
things. Yes, exactly. I know. Like the hold your hand up for the...
Yeah. I've been there,
I did
man.
laugh really hard at that.
It's not my bag,
you've
but
done
I get it.
So when you're ready to relearn or re-enter into that, and we all have phases we go through things, and it's really important to, we're not younger.
But we're on this together, and it's fucking dope.
Yes,
and
we are.
everybody, and the thing I'm learning too, that at first I was like, I'm the worst at like exercise and everything. And at first I was like, oh, we're all going to be. What I've learned in the last couple of weeks is that you need to find your own jam. We're all doing this together and reporting in to like May, but we're all finding our own jam of what works for us, like balancing our nutrition. I never in my life, I hate that shit. I'm not paying attention to calories or anything. But in the last couple of weeks, I've balanced out
Pay
and I've
attention to how you
started feeling
feel.
better, and I've started having more energy
During
at
a really
work.
hard time in your
during a
with
really
your
hard
healing and
time
everything, yes.
But I'm learning that everybody's got their own jam. Like for Mel, it's yoga. I don't ever say. I mean, I may do some stretching, but everybody needs to find what's comfortable for them and makes them feel good. And we're all working on that goal to get. Like the goal is to be healthy and happy
together
and
as a family, and
stay
then
around
individually
and-
kind of find your own jam.
Yeah, man. I'm fucking out there swinging maces and clubs and shit.
And fucking badminton.
Yeah, man.
Are we doing that later, by the way?
Oh yeah.
It's
We got
on.
plenty.
Yay.
Glow in the dark
No,
birdies.
badminton's
I
been
love
banned.
birdies.
No.
This was a thing though. Like I said, it was like a truck horn, and like for me, I'm not having any, knock on wood, any health issues right now. And the truck horn was like, "You better do it now, because otherwise I'm gonna hit you over the head."
Yeah, definitely. It's
And it was like,
self-care.
"Fuck, all right." And it was a trip too.
And I'd been
because-
saying that. I was like, babe, why can't being healthy together be our thing?
and it is now. And like it wasn't 2 days in of like, so we have been doing this for 3 weeks now. We're going on the third week. And the first week and a half I was in, but like not settled.
It's new.
Not
Yeah.
settled yet. And when it clicked, when I was like, okay, I'm doing this now. This is the thing that's happening. 2 days later, I was like, I fucking feel amazing.
Oh, that's
I
beautiful.
I can't even drink another cup. Like I usually have like 3 cups of coffee in the morning. I can't drink another cup of coffee. I barely finished the first one. Like, holy shit. Like, it was shocking, the difference of,
and so quick.
and I could feel,
It is quick.
I could
It's quick.
feel the
like
like
2 weeks and it's,
You give to yourself, and then your body responds fucking immediately.
Yep.
And like, I could feel the
Energy.
energy like
Pulsating.
coursing through me, and in a way that I've only felt that when I'm rolling really hard.
it's keeping things from being stagnant. Think about that. That's one way for sure. Like to keep things moving, it makes it disease free, and your cells are going to move a different way, and they're going to react a different way based on what you give it. Like I've talked, like my whole new jam is like wake up and it's lemon water, and then after a while it's celery juice, and then I just try to keep that so super clean, and I feel so much different. I still love coffee. I do.
I'm not stopping.
But I do it in the afternoon. I do it later. And a lot of times I find that I get there and I'm not tired like when I used to wake up and do coffee right away. Like I feel those two things. And ever since that Firewalker Schmidt episode you guys did, I've been burning sage and Palo Santo every morning.
Dope.
It is. And I used to do that when I was on Powwow Trail. That's you got up and you smudged every day. It's it was daily. It's your setting
Your ritual,
intentions, you're
yeah.
acknowledging, you're thanking, all of it. Even if it's quick, do it, smudge and go. And ever since that episode, I've been every morning and then like really, and I can feel the difference.
So I'm glad. So family out there, whoever's listening, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you listening right there. one, thank you for listening to us talk about our health and our shit. But if you have something that you're avoiding, let's fucking do this together. Write in if you need help, if you're struggling, you need a little bit of motivation. Write in and let us know, because we're all in this together, and I'm not going to be perfect, and I'm going to need a little bit of like encouragement during my 21 days.
That sucks, because me and Apple, we're going to be perfect.
You guys are.
Yeah,
that's.
I'm
I'm trying to
perfect.
strive to work
Fucking
to at
sucks.
least a quarter of your guys'
Better get it
status.
together.
Yeah,
babe.
well, but to keep balance, I'm going on a 21-day purge of alcohol and birthday cake and everything for my
Fuck yeah,
birthday.
dude.
You know,
You better not.
the yin to your yang there.
We
you
gotta
know,
keep
okay,
balance
I'll be done by your
I'm-
birthday,
I'm
Apple.
Totally joking. No, birthday month.
Well, yeah, 21 days. I'm good.
Starts May 1st. So
Apple, how's it going for you, man?
I'm all right.
Cool. Anyway, so we're going to do the
So
business.
next week we're gonna. Well, you kind of just wonder. You guys were hitting on the point of like our life around here is changing, getting healthier, and it's weird for me to be watching what I eat. I didn't.
so nice,
I so
Apple.
didn't want to do it. And then I already, like last week, it's like oh bullshit, but it's just like Magnus. We did our check-in, and Magnus is like, well, Apple's the winner this week.
Yeah, Apple got the accolades. He's the winner
He's
of the
like,
week.
holy dude, your macro. Like, one of the main things I did is I started eating more for breakfast. I was a person that did not want to eat. Just get up and have coffee, sugar, nicotine, maybe a one protein bar. Be like, I'm good till 2 p.m. And
Why
then
do I feel
burn
so
that.
tired at
So now
work?
I got it balanced out over the
exhausting.
last 3 weeks, where I got energy in the afternoons and everything. And so, I mean, that's going really good. And then my next thing, like, I'm bad about that. I have like, it's like after I get through 420, then I'm going to start doing an exercise program. And so, which I'm going to, I'm working on shit, and it's going forward. I'm feeling better. I've been talking quite a bit lately about my hemorrhoids. Oh, well, that's doing pretty good. I went for another appointment. Doctor said I have one left in the middle of May,
name's
and then I
Carl.
should be good. Yeah, so that's all going well. I'm feeling better.
Bye,
It's
Carl.
springtime. Like we said, we got Jenny and Brady over here this weekend, where people
Celebrating
life. Beautiful weather, celebrating life,
Friendship.
I was really stressed this week, but I'm handling that better too. I came home, decompressed immediately, being at home. It's I'm learning to handle things better, and that's all
fucking
part of
rad.
doing nutrition and other shit too.
And
like this morning, fucking that smoothie you made, Mel, that was because I didn't know. I was like, oh, should I make some eggs? Should I agree with what Aaron said after drinking that? It's like I could do this for every meal. Like everything in that cup of whatever goodness you put in there, and that's
it was
not
fucking love and good shit.
then that's it too. You get good, and you know what you're doing. Usually, I
Algae
look at
and,
stuff my
weird
whole life.
shit.
I've looked
Spirulina.
at drinks like that, and I've been like, "Oh, that's not for me." What is it? You're putting spinach in with bananas, and this. Oh, what kind of a ugh is that? And then I fucking drank that, and within like 20 minutes, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling pretty. I don't need breakfast now. that was breakfast. That had everything I needed in it. And the
Yeah.
same thing. I drank 2 cups of coffee and was done. Normally we'd be 3, 4, 5. We'd be the urge of being kind of sweaty and fucking shaky, and Mel be like, "You fucking morons even eat yet?"
Dude,
I'm not
sometimes
feeling too great. It's one in the afternoon.
we'd be like recording, and Aaron's like, I'm fucking my head can't concentrate and shit. It's fucking
and I'm
blacking
sitting
out.
over here getting Desi spells too.
Yeah, and I'm
Try
like,
an apple, guys.
dude,
Yeah, try an apple.
I haven't eaten since yesterday, and I've just like drank 17 cups of coffee, and
So anyway, my way to wrap up, my week's going really good heading into this next week. I'm looking forward to 420. That's a huge thing. In
that's
our,
a huge thing to say.
I'm prepared for it. Yesterday, I ended the day. I really had. I don't like to say regret, but I ended up missing the TAM integration thing because I was so
shit.
busy at work. But I came
was
home
amazing.
immediately. And I knew these two were going to kill it. Aaron was all nervous about, like we do a lot of, like he does a lot of times, and we all do. It's
I was nervous too.
Like, what the fuck are we going to say? Why do they even want us on here? And I haven't heard
'Cause
it
you're
yet.
awesome.
I can't wait to hear it because I know you guys killed it. But I immediately came home, and I had an emotional week. Coworker that I worked with, known for 5 years. He's leaving the cannabis industry, which is the right thing for him. But it was very emotional. We both like kind of cried at the end of the day. I walked him out to his car, and he'll continue to be a friend. But it was an emotional week. I immediately came home, and these two, I came home in that I just want to go to bed. I don't want to talk. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all type mindset. As soon as I pulled up the driveway, I'm like, You too. I grabbed them. He's like, come in here, give me a big hug. We gave a big bear hug.
guys.
He's like, come on, it was an emotional day. I need a hug, guys.
And then I was like, oh, I need to take a bath. I used some bath salts. Got totally relaxed last night.
I love that you know what you need.
And
those are good
that's
things.
part of,
Those
part
are your
of,
need bucket. Whoa.
And that's happening more too in this last 3 weeks
Yep.
with getting nutrition balanced a little more, the brain sharper, everything. So so things are going well, and we're having a wonderful,
Congratulations,
wonderful weekend
Apple and
ahead
Aaron.
of
You
us
guys are
here.
fucking killing it, and
Thanks,
I'm
babe. So are
glad.
you.
So are you,
Thanks,
yeah.
man.
And you know,
I'm glad to hear what you said. Like, and I hate that we did that. I mean, I get it.
No,
You
it's
look
fuck
at
it,
us
man.
and be like, it's a lot. No, that it's a lost cause. Me and you.
it is what it is.
Exactly. But I just want
Thank
to
you
acknowledge
for acknowledging that, Apple.
That it's like,
Aaron says, "Fuck it,"
and now she's
but
like,
thank
now
you
she's
for
looking at
acknowledging
like
it.
there's a
You
light at
didn't
the
let
end
me
of the
finish.
tunnel.
Does Aaron have 2 wives or does Mel have 2
I gotta
husbands?
say this.
I have the conch. Okay,
Let me say
no,
something.
shut up. Oh,
I say fuck it because to me, when a lost cause comes through, that's the shit. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah.
time.
When a lost cause fucking pulls it out and you're like, oh shit. The dude that you thought was going to make it, when he makes it, you're like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. Right on, homie. 5-5. When the lost cause comes in first place, you're like, oh shit.
The thing is
That's why
that
I
even
say
though
that.
it feels like a lost cause, it's like I still have more than a hope.
yeah. The one
Because
now
I
you
always get what I want,
the
and I
manifesting
recognize that.
witchery.
And now
Yes.
Mel's tune can change to like whatever, like a dredge in the man to like we're in this love together, and like and then be like fuck yeah, the band's back together.
Hell yeah. And
So we're back together in health and in love, and I cannot wait to see where our journey goes from here.
That's what
with
I was gonna say.
all of us on the same fucking page.
Yep. Look, if you're
You guys
if-
thought you liked the show
Yeah,
before.
that's what if you're out there and you listen to No Simple
You know
Road,
that shit last week? Well,
Exactly.
if it's like
we
if you
got the
took this
new
week-
shit coming up. You guys don't even know about that shit yet.
you don't even know what we could do.
Gonna
if we
pave this
all
two
got our
track.
shit together. Like, oh fuck, it's on.
You know, like there's glitter and metallic and bold color. There's a new thing that hasn't even come out yet that we're gonna come with.
it's got a rainbow somewhere in it, and like there is a unicorn and
I don't even
a
know what it
leprechaun.
is. Like enamel and fucking oil and
Whoa.
glitter and fucking.
Sounds
I like the
party.
oil. Yeah, yeah.
It's,
All right.
it's all
Oil and
over.
glitter.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's do this shit. All right.
What about the business?
What
Wait
about
a
it?
minute. Let's find out about
Yeah,
Brady and Jen's week.
I didn't. You're the one fucking trying to drive the train.
I put it back on the fucking track. There you go.
Babe, you want to go first? How was your week?
Brady's just chilling. Brady's
chilling.
good to go.
Brady-
if anybody can see Brady is good to fucking. He's got his shoes off. He's kicking back, smiling, just
He's the
chilling.
king of cool.
So that's all you need to know about Brady. Jen, what's up?
You're up.
Well, I'm proud because Brady got a new gig. He finished up his job's been, it's a lot, especially during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
It's been hard, and he is got some new opportunity, and it was a
Fuck yeah.
really big,
Congratulations,
exciting
Brady.
week.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's rad.
yes, it's fun. It was a good week to celebrate, and his last day there was Thursday, and Thursday was it was my birthday.
Happy birthday to you, beautiful
you, guys.
girl.
I like springtime. It's the only ring-a-ding time.
Yeah.
Birds sing, amazing. So it was.
Do you
a
feel
good-
any different, Jenny?
Well, Julia called me on my birthday to let me know that it's in a Gemini moon, and that's my moon. So 46 years ago on April 15th, there was a Gemini moon. So she said, I'm going to feel more me.
You definitely
Than
have
ever,
a
and
beautiful
it
glow
was-
and a beautiful energy too this time around.
It was really amazing to just celebrate. Margie and Amanda and I went on a hike and got our toes done and had a beautiful breakfast. And
I want to go
it
on a
was
hike
good.
and get my toes done.
It was great. It was, and then I went home to do beadwork because I love doing that. But then Brady was home and he's like, "We're celebrating." So yeah, it was good.
Aw.
And then here we are, and
Yeah.
having it, I couldn't. Just knowing I'm going to be here, you guys, knowing I'm coming home.
Aw.
It felt so good. It's like building up and building
It
up.
feels
and-
good to
felt
have
like
you
it-
guys home, especially Brady when you pulled up and I could just see that you needed to fucking just not be wherever like everywhere.
Be here.
Be out.
You like you just needed to fucking settle and chill and feel at
Not
home
be a Freddy.
with your motherfucking shoes off,
Shoes
with your
off.
beer in hand, just motherfucking chilling. And to me, that's a gift to me. That's a present that you guys don't need to bring. That's already for me. Like you guys feel fucking comfortable. You go in the fridge, grab your beer, go downstairs, take a nap, go fucking smoke, like whatever it is you guys want to do, you already know you can do it. And that's, to see that level of comfort is everything to me.
You guys coming up here is, for me, is like the same anticipation as looking forward to a show.
It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
same here though. Like all of you, it's so good. And like I told you earlier, when you're here, you get to be you in all your glory. Like no matter
You said that,
what
and I
you're-
love that you said that.
It's true though, because like
I
you
love that.
just your heart gets to sing with all of you. And we've got this like chorus of wah, and it's great. We're all so happy to be here. Like,
and we've-
wah.
And we've made it like
to the chorus of wow.
especially today we've made it, it was a total preparation, like for a show. We're
Oh,
here
yeah.
before you guys
We've been
know.
prepping
We're
all week.
blowing balloons up in the living
And
room.
there's balloons
We're
in the
fucking
living
decorating.
room.
Where Mel got all these fresh flowers
The house
for everywhere.
looks
It's
beautiful.
like
you
the
have a
whole-
tiara on. It's
Yeah.
just like so good.
It's a
I
whole
haven't even
to-do.
told you about the cake I baked for you.
Oh my God. That cake. I was like, I hope you put a quarter of the effort that you put
You don't-
into this cake into my birthday cake in
Oh,
October.
And you don't even know it's self-controlled because it's in my fridge in my room. It was the only place there's room for it to not like 2 o'clock
Not
in
even
the
a finger
morning
dip?
to be like, oh, I heard the cake all night long. It's like apple.
So it's
No.
This is not a gluten-free,
No.
dairy-free
Oh, I
cake.
can't wait.
Okay,
Oh, no,
this is fucking
hold on,
full
then,
decadence on deck.
This has a funny story, and I think all the listeners need to know it.
Oh, don't help me, dude.
I got to. It's the funniest thing. Aaron, for the first time ever, made buttercream frosting for this cake. And he did not realize that butter was one of the main ingredients in buttercream
I
frosting.
didn't know there was butter and buttercream.
I thought it was a type of
I
frosting.
thought, well, okay. Is there ham in hamburgers?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
good point.
Yeah, there are some things. Yeah,
Yes.
we had the
Is there
talk
sand
this
in
morning.
sandwiches?
No.
No, there's not.
So it is a
Is there a man in Manwich? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Could be.
I think yes, actually.
Well,
it's
At least
a
a couple fingers.
it's 2 layers of milk chocolate cake. So I'm not a huge I love chocolate cake, but I don't like when it's too dark, right? So I was like, I wonder if you could do a milk chocolate cake. So there's this chocolate called
Chocolonis.
Tony's Chocolonely. And it's the best
It is
milk.
so damn
oh my
good.
god.
oh, I can't wait,
It's
you
So
guys.
I bought
Amazing.
those chocolate bars and chopped them up, and that's what I used to make the chocolate cake. And then 3.5 sticks of butter in the buttercream. 5
it's a
cups
double
of powdered
cake.
sugar.
I can't wait to see this.
It's fucking
Taste
We're all
beautiful.
talking about health and wellness, and then I'm like, and then fucking
But that's,
17
you got to
sticks
treat
of butter.
yourself too. You
Part
gotta
of
treat
that is
yourself.
celebrating
and then
the treats.
and then
yes.
milk chocolate ganache on the top of the cake.
Oh,
And it's fucking
And
Whoa.
it's beautiful.
Okay,
It's
okay,
fucking
there,
beautiful.
Oh, you guys
was
are
a
so
milk
sweet.
chocolate ganache on top of the cake.
But yeah, the preparation for you guys coming over was just pure fun because there's no expectation. You've been here before. There's nothing to try to like be perfect about. It's
We
just
have to
the
entertain
fun
them when
stuff
they're
that we
here.
want to put out there. You know,
we don't stop entertaining one another, and it's not even entertainment; it's just being in all
Yeah.
of your glory and the
Be with your friends.
Yes, it is.
Well, we
It's-
did all
it's beautiful.
shower yesterday for the first time in a while in
Yesterday.
preparation.
I didn't.
Oh, yeah, you probably
I
didn't.
did. I showered.
ran 5
I
miles.
didn't shower today
too.
though. I'll shower in a little bit.
All right. You guys out there, this is it. If you're listening and you're fast forwarding, you could stop fast forwarding now.
Yup.
Now's the time.
Because we're gonna get you to the business.
the
We are.
business.
Here, check this out. On June 4th, No Simple Road is
Ooh.
hosting an event. This isn't just an event. This is the event of the summer.
This
I know.
is what this
That's
is
actually true.
A huge deal for No Simple Road.
Jeff Firewalker Schmidt is doing an online class for the No Simple Road family. If you are listening to this, go to nosimpleroad.com and scroll down on the main page. You'll see the banner for it and the description.
Sign up.
This is the Warrior's Path. What is it? Help me out, Mel. Sovereignty in the
Sovereignty,
Warrior's Path.
yeah.
Opportunity in the Time of COVID-19 is the name of the class. And if you want to find out what that's all about, you can go to nosimpleroad.com and sign up. If you live here in the Portland area and you want to come, you can come in person. There's, well, 15,
Well, we have a
there's
limited.
13
Let's just say a
there's
limited
13
amount.
more spots available. And yeah, you can sign up when you go on nosimpleroad.com. There's an option for the online or the in-person. And yeah, if you live here, we'd love to have you come and hang out with us that day and meet Jeff and be in the energy with all of us
Yeah.
and see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I can't wait.
This is going to
Can't wait
be
either.
like so powerful. whether you want a power in your life or not, be here. It's going to be transcendental. I haven't met this man yet. He's inspired me to write poetry. He's inspired me to create new practices. He's inspired me to be more knowledgeable and learn and research. And we haven't even done anything with him yet but talk.
Yeah.
So if you
just
want
saying.
some power in your life, I'm just saying.
I can feel it. Like you guys, I'm not kind of even to your level, but I can feel like there's this life force when I think about it and feel about it. It's like, ooh.
I have such a love and respect and
right
regard for this man that I cannot wait to host him in my home. I can't wait to give back a little bit of what he makes me feel like.
And I'm really excited to be able to share that with all of you out there.
Yep.
And like I said before, if you go on there and you can't afford it,
Oh, yes.
send me an email at info@nosimpleroad.com. I got you. I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Scholarships.
And you know, this is a for a profit because we want to honor Jeff and give him. First of all, he's coming here, you know, so he's traveling to be here with us, and everyone needs to make a fucking living. You know what I'm saying? So we want to honor him with as much participation that we can, because he's giving us this knowledge that he's gathered throughout his life, and it is no small
When the magician
thing.
comes to town, you pay him.
Absolutely.
Well, you
Come
pay
on.
professors, you
We
pay
pay-
medicine
thank
healers. I'm an artist. I get paid. We all get
exactly.
paid for what our craft, what we
Right.
do,
And
what is
this-
our muse
yes.
standing behind us. And it's not about the gold coin. It's about
No, it's not
being
about
able
the-
to survive doing what you can do. If it offers more opportunity because your needs are met through your medium, it just is all expands.
Yeah.
Right.
And like Aaron's point, if you can't afford it and you really want to be a part of it, we're not going to hold that back from you. So
Nope.
please contact us and let us know your situation. You will be joining us regardless of the fee or not.
Yeah. So check that out. NoSimpleRoad.com. Also, you could sign up for the newsletter there. That's how you can find out about stuff like this that's going on. You can go also to the merch tab on NoSimpleRoad.com and people have been buying it up, man.
Aaron just got
love
the
it.
cutest freaking hoodie, little zip hoodie. I had my tank
It's
top
dope.
on yesterday. It was pretty dope.
Coffee cups,
Yep.
fanny packs.
Scott Metzger loves his coffee cup.
Yeah, he does. So will you. Scott Metzger is. No. Anyway, yeah, man. And also, if you are so inclined, we would really appreciate it if
Patreon.
you went to patreon.com/NoSimpleRoad.
Become a Chan donator.
That is how we pay for the show. And we do have a new.
we do.
We have a new
Apple, you're gonna have to
we
do-
have a new Chandinator. We have some new reviews.
Oh, and I have to give a shout out to Nikki. Nikki, you know who you are. You fucking sent an old school, beautifully handwritten letter to our mailbox. And
Oh,
it
yeah.
was so motherfucking powerful. And I don't have it in front of me. Maybe we'll read
It's
it on
right
the show
behind
next.
Jenny, but it's
Oh.
we're not going to.
It's a long letter, so we'll save that for another time. We'll save that for next week. But just know that was so. I don't even know what the adjective
to be
is
able
for
to
that.
participate in your life and you give us that feedback, that blew me away when I
She
came home
told
and you're
us
like,
that
you
how-
need to read this. Thank you so much for letting us in, and we are so honored to have helped you on your journey.
And
to be able
also-
to influence that kind of a impact on your daily life.
on your life,
Yeah.
your path,
How you do
It's
things.
It's an
Thank
honor
you.
to be involved, and we don't take that lightly.
No.
And we love you.
So
And,
thank you.
David K. I want to thank you personally for becoming a Chan donator.
Woo, woo,
David K.
David.
Love you. We speak your name,
David,
brother.
we love you. David K.
David K. And you know, that is how we keep the lights on here. That's how we keep doing what we do. And shit costs money. That's the bottom
That's all
line.
there is.
Yeah.
if
And you guys know that
if
out
you
there.
listen to this every week, you're a part of our family. We need your help. So
Yeah.
patreon.com/NoSimpleRoad. And also, if you want to do something for the show that doesn't cost anything, you can go on Apple Podcasts and leave a review like 2 people did this week.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
people did. Here, I'll go first. I'll read the
I
shorter
just don't have
one
my
with
phone.
my name. I'll hand
you'll
you
hand
this.
it?
You can
Okay.
do the other one. So this is from Canis Funk. Entertaining and healing. 5 stars for the Gordon White interview. Tremendous episode and a must listen. Thanks, Apple.
Wow.
And that one, it was like, are you thanking the company or
Yeah.
me?
No,
I get
I don't think
confused
he's thanking the
sometimes.
company.
So I'll thank you for that. So and
Also,
then
I mentioned this yesterday during the TAM Integration Jam, but that Gordon White episode, I was listening to it yesterday and I was fucking bawling. I was doing yoga, listening to the episode, and I cried for like 15 minutes for just the sheer permission that Gordon gave for grieving.
Mel.
And I got to listen back to that. You told I need to listen back to it because that's probably part of that thanks out because Aaron's like, dude, you need to listen back to yourself because you had a moment and you broke down at the end and then
it was amazing.
Been a little while.
I got to say something about this. So, all like silliness aside, all joking aside, if you're part of this family and you listen to No Simple Road and you say that you're part of the No Simple Road family, please listen to that episode. Please, I'm like seriously begging you. Please listen to it.
It's gonna fucking knock your socks off.
It's.
I'm not even done with it.
Really fucking important information. It doesn't have anything to do with ego or, like we did something awesome. You need fuck that. This guy spit some real knowledge that is really fucking important for right now, and you guys need to hear it. So,
and beyond the interview, look into his stuff. Since we've done him looking into his stuff, I didn't know a lot or follow him until after the interview. He's got some amazing information.
Yeah.
For all
anyway,
so this is our second review that we got on Wednesday. So thank you so much to also Austin. I appreciate this so much. So the title is Just Like Kicking It with Family. Being a queer deadhead down in Austin, Texas, I've really been missing my chosen family spread across the country during this past year. Can't have some chats here that I do with them. Aaron, Mel, and Apple have filled the air for me. It feels like I'm with close friends, just chilling and vibing. The guests are great, and they have managed to turn me on to new stuff I may have missed. Big hugs to the crew. Thanks for giving me so many roads to ease my soul.
We love you, man.
That last line, man. Thank you. The way that
goosebumps. That's literally just
we want those reviews for that exact thing, to get that goosebump, to like, that's like a little heart that I kept in my heart pocket. So you gave me a piece of your heart and I put it in my heart, and it was like in there all week because I listened to this earlier, I read it earlier.
Even more than that, like that review, you don't know if there's another queer deadhead out there that's looking for something that is going to come across that review and find it.
Yeah.
And then feel that.
No, they're part of the family.
Totally.
It's like the cool cousins you want to hang out with. I mean, it's coming home. It's, you open the fridge, you hang out. It's cool cousins.
I mean, I don't say it very often now during these times, but like in a lot of the earlier episodes, I was like, the only prerequisite to being part of the No Simple Road family is to feeling like you are part of it.
That's it.
That's it. If you feel like you belong here, you fucking belong here.
You make yourself not feel like a stranger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be you in all your glory.
Done.
And the other one, if you don't want to be a stranger, what did we rename the tepid line? We renamed it last
year. Super exponential something.
No, I can't remember. We already forgot it.
Yeah.
We did. It's the something experience.
The cool line.
Oh,
I don't know. Anyway.
Guess it's going to stay the tepid line.
Sorry.
971-808-1524. That number again is 971-808-1524. Operators standing by to take your calls. And you know what they're going to do? They're not going to say shit because it's a recorder.
Because it's your time.
It's going to record you saying whatever the fuck you want. So if you want to call in, that's cool. And we'll play it on the show.
That's right.
Then you'll be on No Simple Road. It's fun. Check it out. And I think we're done with the business. We're going to get to Susana. And we're going to go party.
And this is dedicated to being you in all your glory. Thank you for saying that. You know, sometimes there's these phrases that people say or that you read that are just perfect for right now. And that is perfect for right now. Be you in all of your glory, always, but more now than ever.
Yeah.
So Susana, thank you for sharing your photos, your stories, your love for the dead. And thank you for everybody who's listening.
And Dennis, thanks, man. We love you.
We love you, Dennis.
Without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Susana Millman.
Hey. What's up, everybody?
Whoa.
What's up?
Rainy Sunday. That's what's up.
It is a rainy Sunday. There was supposed to be
rainy,
snow.
Cold Sunday.
Yeah, it was like 6 days of snow, 100% chance. Gonna snow all day. You guys aren't going anywhere. And then it rained. Welcome to Portland.
You never know.
Yep, never know.
Oh. I don't know what I'm doing.
What do you need?
I just don't know.
Okay, well.
Let's see if this works. Here we go. Let's call Susana. or not.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea.
Hello, Aaron?
Susana?
Hi, yeah.
Hi. How's it going?
Hi. Oh, pretty good. I'm enjoying this rainy afternoon in San Francisco.
That's funny. We were just saying the exact same thing. We're up here in Portland, and it was supposed to snow today, and no dice. It is just wet and cold. Wet and cold.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have Mel and Apple here. You guys want to say hi?
Yeah, hi Susanna. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, well, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I can't wait to hear all the juicy stuff. And then we have one more.
And then I'm the third member here. I'm Apple, and thank you for joining us today.
Apple, you've met her.
Yeah,
you guys have met. Yeah, we
met at Skull and Roses, right?
Yeah,
I did.
That was the beginning of this pandemic thing that's going on right now. I think that Skull and Roses canceling was the hardest hit as far as cancellations went. And,
Yeah.
It was a bummer, man.
Oh, it's really a bummer, and I mean, so I was looking forward to this spring, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I know. They said 2022. They just don't have time to get it together if they even could do it safely.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they would do it in the autumn. I think it will be okay then, but I've been optimistic before for no good reason.
Well, you know what, Susanna, me too, and I'll be a fool optimistically all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how are you doing with all this? Because you guys were just as busy as we were, if not more, and then everything came to a halt for you. How you doing?
Right. Well, okay. I mean, I was pretty busy getting the book together this time, even though I'm with a wonderful publisher this time around, Last Gasp Press, and which I feel, since they're so storied in San Francisco, I feel like that gives me cred. Yeah. Well, okay. I set out to really go through all my old slides and unedited files on the computer, and unfortunately, I have not kept up with what I wanted to do. But I'm working on it, and started doing yoga on a fairly regular basis.
What kind of yoga?
And, kind of Iyengar mostly.
So what prompted you for that?
Well, my BFF is a yoga teacher.
Cute.
And also I had one of those 0 birthdays last summer. And so I wanted to be able to do a shoulder stand before that.
Oh.
And I was actually able to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so great. Oh my gosh. That's such a proud thing when you can accomplish things with your body through yoga.
Yeah. Really.
I have similar feelings on that. Like, the more you energize your body, like, you start to feel almost superhuman.
Yeah, well, yes, and it makes one feel very, very good. And, particularly with yoga, which like gets energy flowing through your whole body. And
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is good. And I also was very involved in writing postcards to people in Georgia who had been kicked off the voter rolls and things like that.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've been you've been keeping yourself occupied for sure. And
Oh yeah.
So Susana, I wanted to ask you, the first publishing of the book came out in 2016, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah.
So prior to that, what prompted you to put together this compilation of amazing, incredible photographs?
Well, I just really felt, had been thinking about it for a long time, and I had not been doing too much together with the Grateful Dead world in terms of going to music because of the sordid family politics that were going on in the early 10s. And then I went to Dead and Company at Bill Graham Civic Center in December of 2015. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I was home, and these are my peeps, and this is my music, and God damn it, I want to share, everything that I have. So that was...
Yes.
That's the how I came to do that, and I was very fortunate in being able to snag my friend Don Passwark, who is a great graphic artist and designer, into doing the book design. Mm-hmm. And he used to be. Are you familiar with the old publication Dupree's Diamond News?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Don was the art director for that for years.
Okay.
Yeah, and also Freddie Hahn, who I know through the Dead and the Rex Foundation, particularly. He was on the board and very active in Rex, and he works for Watermark Press. He's a publisher, so he published the first edition. Mm-hmm. So that as soon as I decided I was going to do this, those two people fell in place very quickly, and then and on we went.
Isn't that great how stuff like that happens? You made the decision to do it, and then just out of the ether come the means to make it happen. Like that, I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's the coolest.
Yes, that's marvelous.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you mentioned something. We don't need to go into specifics unless you want to, but you mentioned the family politics and me. So my first Dead show was February 10th, 1989 at the LA Forum. And I immediately went on tour after that and haven't looked back since. And I never really thought about the Grateful Dead family having politics. And that was like a thing. And, lo and behold, 30 years later, I find out that that's not the case, that was a thing that happened. And so that stopped you from going to see the music?
Well, I mean, look, I just didn't know what my deal was going to be with getting photo passes and so forth. And I probably would have gone to Fare Thee Well, but I was getting my hip replaced at that time, and I could barely walk. So there was no issue of my getting a photo pass.
Right.
Yeah. I will say that Jerry's presence was so special that he kept it all together.
Yeah.
The glue.
And yeah. And so other things that other people felt, kind of came out more afterward, and I think that now at this point in time, I feel comfortable going to anybody playing and and welcome there. So
good. I think that's been like my idea of how it should be. I mean,
that's right.
The ticket to entry is that you love the music. That's it. And all the personal shit aside, we're there for that. And
that's right.
Yeah. So with you though, we interviewed Dennis a couple of times, and he's been very gracious and wonderful to this show and to us personally.
I remember we tried Skull and Roses when we met you. We tried to grab you to sit down with Dennis. You're like, no, you interview Dennis. I got things to do. And I just remember you were smiling so much when we were interviewing because it was so fun talking to him.
But I wonder with you, Susana, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Did you meet Dennis first, or were you into the Grateful Dead first?
No, I was into the Grateful Dead first, and and I met Dennis first. I met him. We lived like 5 blocks apart in San Francisco, and Dick Lakvala thought that we would get along well together, and so he brought Dennis over to his house, and we went out for pizza or something in 84, and so Dennis and I became good friends. I was kind of off dating at that time because some of my recent relationships were disastrous, so I was taking a break.
Okay.
And then one day, I knew Jerry through Rock and Nikki, and Jerry said to me, "Hey man, you and McNally ought to get together." So I mean, there's Jerry Garcia saying this thing to me, and what am I going to say? Oh, did Dennis say something to you about me? No,
high school.
No. That's no high school. No, I don't think so.
Right.
But anyway, so I thought about it, and sure enough, Dennis kept his word. My passes were there for BCT when he said they would be, and he took me up on the catwalk, which he promised to do. And he was wonderful with my daughter. It's our daughter. They adopted each other.
Aww.
And
Each other? That's the cutest thing I ever heard. How did that idea come up? Who did she say she wanted to adopt her dad?
Well, I don't know exactly how it happened, but I was really overjoyed that it did happen, and I felt very positive about Dennis in that regard because he had a wonderful relationship with his stepmother, who became essentially his second mother, and the step thing dropped away, and I could see he and Susan related very positively to each other, and he helped her with her English papers and writing, and she now is a terrific grant writer for nonprofits.
Aww.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's striking about this story to me is, so I'm gonna tell a little bit of a story. Just stick with me here.
Okay.
Everybody kind of deified Jerry in such a unique way, and I know that I've heard through the grapevine that weighed on him heavily throughout the years.
It did.
And I know from my own personal experience what a transformational thing my first show was, and every show thereafter.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see his hand in so many different places, things that he left his mark indelibly upon, and including your relationship with Dennis, and
I know.
That's nuts, Susana. Like, what do you think that was? What was that charisma with him? I mean, I know you can't tell me for sure, but what's your idea?
Well, he was so present that and intelligent and knowledgeable, and really I think his being really present, enabled him to see possible relationships, to see connections between things and people, and I don't think that he let his preconceptions interfere with what he was experiencing or what was going on. However, I will tell you that he told Dennis that he'd be happy to walk me down the aisle, but the weddings that he had participated in did not work out well. And I know of one after we got married that worked out really badly, unfortunately, particularly the woman involved, who's a good friend of mine. But so I mean, charisma is hard to define in words.
Right. It's more of an energetic thing.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
I understand. I mean, it's crazy to me to think that somebody can be up on a stage in a stadium with 35 or 45,000 people, and every person in that place is being sung to individually. That that to me is part of and one of the biggest attractors of the magic of the Grateful Dead and what they did. That is nuts. And then to hear stories like what you're saying that carried over into offstage is nuts.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
really cool. And so, you know, your book is fantastic. You've got some shots in there that are, I mean,
Thank you.
nobody else could have taken that stuff. Like at the time, were you cognizant of the fact that, wow, I'm documenting history right now? Or was it just like, oh, I'm hanging out and I'm taking pictures of my friends?
Well, no, I mean, I was aware of documenting because Carolyn and her book really inspired me, you know, and gave me or reinforced rather the perception that what's really interesting about this is what a group of people these are. You know, they're all one-offs and wonderful and just amazing. Whoever they are, and there'd never be another one quite like them. And so it was like this family thing that I got very, very oriented towards. Yeah, and also, I mean, I'm not the most socially comfortable person, human being in the world, let's say, and so it's very comforting to me to be able to sit with a camera in front of my face and have that be what I'm doing.
That makes sense.
That does make sense. I understand. It's like kind of like a
disguise.
I'm here with a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you got to see the shenanigans, the craziness, the insanity that went on backstage and other places. Like, do you have a time that sticks out in your mind of something that happened that not everybody would know about, that was funny or outrageous or weird?
Let me think about that and ask me something else, and we'll come back to that. Okay.
All right. Yeah. You know.
Wait a minute. Well, what was the most outstanding thing to me was and there's a picture in the book. It was Mickey Hart vacuuming the floor for the Kyoto monks.
Oh, I saw it. I saw the picture.
Yeah. And that just really, really amazed me because of the because it just showed the level of respect that Mickey had for them, and that was just a wonderful thing to see.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the best respects. We were just talking about yoga and spirituality. Like, what an honor to be able to do something like that for somebody. Yeah.
So in documenting this history of this crazy band that we all love, when you start going, I can imagine you've got boxes of slides and photos, right?
A fair amount, yeah. But the ones I really love are in the book.
Okay, so how do you I don't know. I think that would be like picking your favorite kid. How do you go through and?
I know.
Right? How do you go through and pick them?
Well, the ones that I would pick, the ones that I thought hung together best in terms of telling a story with the event, with the offstage and backstage events, and the ones that came out as the best photographs.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, just from the short amount of time that we have been doing No Simple Road, we have tons of pictures. I mean, it's all digital, but I can't imagine trying to go through that and pick, okay, just this one and just this one. And that's a daunting task. And then years worth of that and trying to figure out which one that's great. The way that it's put together, it really does tell a wonderful story. And you had such a unique perspective. Because
I was really lucky, and I was also really glad that I never antagonized anybody superficially. I mean, sufficiently that I lost this privilege, and I respected it. I mean, my God, I respected them maximally in what they did, and and the energy it took to do what they did. I mean, just from my doing a little book tour with Dennis, kind of opening act for DSO in 2016. A small limited tour just took so much energy. And so, I mean, I was just in awe of musicians that can be on the road, no matter, how fancy the places are they stay. It's a tough grind.
Yeah, you better love it.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask, because we obviously know you for all your photography of Grateful Dead and Jerry and everything, but then you have a whole nother, I mean, you have fantastic photos of lots of musicians. So beyond following them around, being part of that family, you obviously caught a whole lot more shows, like Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan and some of the photos we see. I'm just wondering on those too, is there any like wow moments or anything in those, because you just capture people unlike anybody else?
No, I mean, I did, other than Grateful Dead related bands, I mean, I never had any sort of special special access. When Tom Petty played with Dylan in 1985, he was I was amazed what a sweet, approachable person he was, and that was quite nice.
An amazing talent too. I mean,
an amazing talent. Yeah, I miss him. Miss so many people.
It's tough, man. 2020 took out some heavy hitters, and it's a crazy thing. So, but I wanted to ask, we've talked a little bit about the Grateful Dead family, and I know, like, for me, what it means and what it represents in my life, it's been one of the things in my existence on the planet that's been constant ever since it's been around. And for me, it means like community. And you said the word home, and it really does feel like that. And for you, what does it mean to be a part of the Grateful Dead family?
It means I'm part of a community that on the whole values life, love, and interconnectedness, and appreciation.
Wow.
And also, it's community. It's like a stickiness of together, and it's what Dennis has written about so much, the alternate in American culture. And that's what I think has made the phenomenon go on. Its cultural aspect in addition to the musical aspect.
Hey,
what?
What's going on?
Hay is for horses. It's set break.
I know. That's what I was just going to tell you.
We made it.
Ooh, man, I'm worn out. A little sweaty.
And have you guys ever listened to the Grateful Dead?
Out of a skull?
That you got at Electric Fish Lights?
Shit. We are after this.
We're gonna
contact Electric Fish Lights to create this beautiful skull-inspired Grateful Dead hanging light that you can have indoors, outdoors, in your office.
Updoors, indoors.
Anywhere you want.
Next door.
They come to you with this incredible technology, IQ.
And you're going, Mel, what's IQ technology?
IQ, it stands for interlocking quadrilaterals.
It's 30 interlocking pieces that can be combined into 15 different shapes. And when you put those shapes together, they can build pretty much anything that you tell them to. So what you do is you go to electricfishlights.com. You email them and tell them, hey, I want a light shaped like Jerry Garcia's right hand. Or I want a light that is shaped like a bunny rabbit. And then they hook you up. And these lights come with a 12-year energy efficient, safe to leave on LED bulb, a 12-foot cord,
12-foot
hardware kit to hang the light, and they even have an upgrade you can get that has a color changing bulb, and another upgrade with a color changing bulb with a Bluetooth speaker in it.
And you're going to want to get that upgrade, because if you get that upgrade, then you are going to get a special collector's poster,
a limited
that comes
edition
to life when you turn on these lights. These lights paint your room, they paint your posters, they bring everything to life, they make you happy.
This is no ordinary poster either. This is a collaboration between John B. from Electric Fish Lights and Aaron's artwork. So when you turn on these beautiful lights, it will actually make the poster come to life.
So go to electricfishlights.com and put it in the promo code NSR, and they are going to give you 10% off. And like I said, if you get that color changing upgrade, you get a poster too. And then when you're done doing that, you can go to shoptourbus.com.
Why would we do that?
And you can hook yourself up with the Virtual Lots most badass Grateful Dead inspired merch on the planet.
That Standing on the Moon is really my favorite one.
You were just saying that today, like for realsies.
Yeah, because it does kind of remind me of me and my old hair.
That
little curly hair. It's got the dope little white and red striped pants and Standing on the Moon, and I love that.
I had a listener DM me today. I had posted about Shop Tour Bus in our story, and she DM'd and was like, oh my God, I had never seen these before. Thank you for introducing me to my new favorite thing.
And if you're like me, I am so missing live music, but I really miss the merch table. That's one of my favorite things ever. You can go over here and get some awesome merch.
And it's going to come to you in a hand-designed, one-of-a-kind box with a Grateful Dead lyric on the inside. It's also going to have all kinds of extras in there, and some lucky people that get orders are going to get a miracle bootleg in their order. So go to shoptourbus.com online.
Enter the promo code
NSR, and you're going to get free shipping.
Free shipping.
And oh no, you're right, Mel.
No Simple Road.
No Simple Road.
So just extend the NSR to No Simple Road, and you can get free shipping from your new favorite T-shirt.
Yeah, and if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you can go check it out at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram. Do you say the at twice? At?
No, you don't say it twice. You say it once.
Go to shoptourbus.com online or at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram. Check it out. And
Guys,
set break is ending.
Yeah, we got to get back.
Oh, let's go to Dennis.
Right. Yeah. And here's the other crazy part is like, when was your first show?
Okay, my first real show, and was 12/29/77.
Okay,
that was the night I met Dick Wadvala. Before that, as I say in the book, I'm blushing here. You can't see me, but I am. That I just didn't get it at the Fillmore East in the late '60s. I just did not get it. I was too linear. And I went to South America, hung out with a bunch of deadheads, lived a totally improvisational life, and listened to a lot of Grateful Dead music. And I totally dug it at that point, and that's part of why I came back to San Francisco, because I knew they lived here.
Wow. So, okay.
Yeah.
When you say you were too linear, can you explain that for folks? Because I get what you mean, but can you explain it for those that don't understand?
Well, I mean, I wanted to hear songs. I didn't like all this jammy out there stuff, which I later came to love deeply.
Right? Well, and psychedelics help. They do help.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's a important part of the mix for a lot of people. Not everybody, but for a lot of people, that's an important part of the mix. And, when that first light bulb goes on at that first show, it's powerful. And, I could still, what I was going to say before I asked you about your first show is like, what's astounding to me is if you are passionate and willing to use your talent, your creativity, and your passion for the family, it affords us an opportunity to do our craft. Like we're getting to do No Simple Road. I find it an honor to be able to do this. I'm honored to be able to talk to you and Dennis and the people that we speak to on the show. Like it's surreal to me that I'm just a deadhead. I'm that kid, 18 years old, with his mind blown, listening to Feel Like a Stranger, and I'm talking to you. It's crazy. But the family has a way of cultivating people's talent if they're passionate about it.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. And if you're meant to be around it, you get reeled in like a fish. You know.
What do you
Really,
think that is?
I think it's some sort of very positive energy flow where we want the best from each other.
Oh, wow.
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
So, go ahead, Apple. Were you going to say something?
No, that just kind of floored me a little bit.
Choked them up.
Yeah, that was a good response.
I feel like they opened a door into some kind of like energy flow, some vortex, and that thing is still here. It's still happening.
Yes.
And it like, I don't know how to say this the right way.
It's the most magical thing I've ever come across in my life as far as magic goes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And, and synchronous magic things happen all the time in that world, and if you're, again, if one is open to it, these things will happen. Like we talked about a few minutes ago about Freddie and Don showing up when I had decided to do the book.
Right. Yeah. And even the story you just told a few minutes ago about Jerry saying he'd walk you down the aisle, but the weddings that he participated in didn't work out well. That is also an example of that. It kind of in a roundabout kind of a way that like, somebody has to be pretty aware of their vibe and the mark that they're laying places that they go to be able to even say something like that. You know what I mean? But do you have like, I don't know, do you ever look back and just are astounded at the surreality of the trip that you've been on?
Yes, all of the time, and while it was going on, believe me, I had a ton of pinch me moments,
Yeah, like, do you have any of those pinch me moments that stand out?
Let me think about that. Kind of one of the very first times I saw Jerry at Lincoln Center in 1984. That was when Dennis wouldn't give me a photo pass because he didn't know me. And we didn't have cell phones at the time. And but I grew up in Manhattan on the Upper West Side, and I had been to Lincoln Center growing up, for classical music concerts and so forth. And here my life had come like full circle, but with a different with a different family and background. And I mean, Jerry Garcia at Lincoln Center. Oh my God, I have to go there. So of course I did.
Right. That's it.
And so that just felt really amazing to me.
I can only imagine. I mean, I have 6 degrees of separation. I can only imagine what that was like. But you know, when Jerry passed, I remember where I was when I found out, and like, just the whole thing. And I didn't think that it was going to be able to continue on. I at that time, like, I'm like, there's no way. And I'm wondering what your perspective is on Fare Thee Well and everything that's happened since then, because it was
I think
crazy.
Fare Thee Well brought Deadheads back to how much they loved the music and how important it was that the music go on. And Dead and Company, I think does a really great job of carrying that on and being a multi-generational band now. I think that's important too.
Yeah. Well, that's a crazy thing that I've had a chance to witness and be a part of now. Is like, I remember seeing the old Deadhead guys with long gray beards and long gray hair, and I'd be like, God, that guy's been around, you know, like, I wonder what he knows. And now I'm that guy, and I see the kids coming in, and I think that what Dead and Company is doing is fantastic in every way, because it's exposing an entire new generation to the music, and bringing them into the family
and to the kindness.
It's making a whole new generation of Deadheads, and
it certainly is. It certainly is, and it's amazing to see the breadth of the age of the audience. You know, like it's like when they played at Shoreline.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah. We were there.
Me and Aaron had an experience there. Like, it was this saying of kind of realizing we're kind of elder now. I'm 51. And we were at Shore. Yeah, I know. Thank you. You're my favorite. Oh, but we were at Shoreline, and we noticed that. I mean, it was packed, and we noticed that there was kind of a bubble around us. All these younger kids were not coming like right near us. They're giving us a little bit of a berth around us, and this couple, these cute, probably in their early 20s. Do you mind if we stand by you and dance with you? Like, it was first of all, it was so respectful. We realized, like, oh wow,
so sweet, yeah.
So that's being passed on too, the kindness and the beauty and everything that is this community. Where some people don't embrace it as much as others, but we have learned to really love it. It's what makes this podcast possible, and everything we do is this multi-generational thing that's exposed and open now to all this.
So what was the impetus to republish the book?
The impetus to republish the book was one part of it, believe it or not, was that I really missed the contact that I was having on a fairly regular basis with other Deadheads during the first run of it, and Last Gasp approached me, and they had done the other edition of Geraldine's book, the second edition of Geraldine's book, and so I thought, yeah, let's do this. And so it's pretty much the same book, with the exception of the centerfold, where in the first edition that was dedicated to the Kickstarter supporters. This is not related to Kickstarter, and it seemed appropriate, unfortunately, to make the centerfold of Hunter and Barlow. And their songs.
Yeah.
Because I felt I had not given them enough juice in the first book, even though, of course, they were in it, but, there were photos of them in it, but, yeah.
Those two guys, I don't even know what to say about Hunter and his lyrics and Barlow. It's otherworldly. It's not possible. I don't know how it happened. When you meet those guys, are they just regular down to earth guys?
Well, Barlow, I found always a little more approachable than Hunter, but yeah, pretty much regular guys. I mean, in later years, Hunter was much more reclusive, and Barlow was, through his EFF, Electronic Freedom Foundation, activities, and being a burner.
Yeah.
Was out in the world a lot more. I had a funny story about that because I wanted to use the line about the United Nations, which was an amazing experience too. I mean, the Grateful Dead in the United Nations. That put Lincoln Center in the rearview window.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the whoever was the publicist, Dennis's counterpart there, said that there had never been that large a press conference.
Whoa! Wow. At the UN.
At the UN, right?
Wow. That's crazy.
Right, yeah.
That's the power of the Grateful Dead right there. So, did you get to go to Egypt too?
I did not get to go to Egypt. I was offered a seat on the airplane, and my daughter was with her birth father in South America at the time. Again, there were no cell phones. I would have, if there were cell phones, I had no idea how to reach him, and or when she was coming home, so I couldn't leave.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
That trip. I mean, man, if I could go back in time to one show, I think that's on my top 3.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been there too. I was there the next year. I mean, in a way, that trip, even though I wasn't there, was influential in my life and getting more connected with the band, because my dear friend of mine from South America went, and she became really tight with Nikki Scully, and that was how I ended up meeting Nikki in rock.
Oh,
and
okay.
And Jerry. Yeah, because they lived in a house where he had the downstairs apartment, and as you might imagine, I mean, he didn't cook for himself too much,
Right.
and so he'd be always up there having dinner. And I had a clothing import-export business, and shared a place with Zuni and Nikki and my partner in the business. And so I got to have dinner there a bunch, and that's how I got to know Jerry.
Wow.
I mean, yes. I mean, he's just an amazing, very, very special human being. I think it's no laughing matter when people say the universe has been going on for how many gazillion years, but we got to be alive in the time of Jerry Garcia.
I'm with you. Yep, I agree. Very lucky. And you brought up Rock Scully and those guys were superhuman. You said the band works hard. Those guys were consistently crushing it night after night. I mean, and you got to see that. What was your experience with the road crew and seeing how hard they worked and what they did?
They weren't the friendliest, okay?
Okay.
But again, like with everything, as the years have passed, we're all very good friends now. And my favorite story with the road crew was what in the book where Billy Grillo, Mickey's roadie, beckoned to me on stage, and I thought I screwed up, and Dennis is going to be mad at me, and but he wanted me to take a picture of him with his dog in their matching headphones. So I mean, of course, I did that. It was great.
Wait, the dog had matching headphones?
Well, yeah. I mean, the dogs were blue and Grillos were white, but they were the same brand of headphone, I believe.
Of course they were. Yeah.
That's great. You think you're in trouble, and it's like, take a picture of me and my dog. We're styling over here.
So, Susana, the book is coming out.
It came out in December.
In December, right? Okay. Yeah. I thought there was something in March happening. No. Am I confused?
You're confused.
That's a first. So it came out in December, and is this like a limited run, or is it?
Well, there's 2,000 of them.
Okay.
In this printing.
And what's the response been like?
Oh, the response has been cool. I mean, I'm pushing it a little on Facebook, have to do that some more. And needless to say, I have an excellent publicist.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Having the opportunity to talk to you and to hear your stories and hear your laugh, it's really cool. And well,
it's great. It's great to talk with you all also. I mean, yeah, we're all part of the same big extended family.
Yeah. And so
and trying in different ways, bringing the spirit and energy of the Grateful Dead to people who already share it and to people who are going to get into it.
Yeah.
You just made me remember something I wanted to ask you about. So
yeah,
when I was a baby, when I was a young deadhead,
yes,
it seemed to me that like the older deadheads would catch the young kids coming on and would give them a hand. They would, lend them tapes and like, hey, listen to this show, and like, tell them kind of the rules of the road, so to speak. And and I'm wondering if it was like that back in the 70s, because I'm late 80s, so like in the 70s was it that way as well?
Well, it never felt like it was that much of a generational difference. As I mean, in the 70s. I mean, we're talking three plus generations now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were at Dead and Company at the Gorge, and
Oh, I heard that was a great show.
Oh God,
it was incredible.
The drums in space that night did something magic. But it was me, my wife, my daughter, my son, and my grandson. So 3 generations of us there. It's amazing. It
was a proud moment for sure.
The lineage of this thing and the way that feels to like stand on that ground with that music, with these people at this moment in time. Like it's otherworldly.
Oh, you're giving me a bit of chills up my here. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No,
Good.
but that's
my job is done.
No, it's true. I mean, it's a remarkable experience, and I would love to live in a world where the values are the normative values in a Grateful Dead show.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I think we just keep that in our mind's eye and see if we can manifest it out into the world.
Carry that into the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. All right. So I don't want the listeners to be mad at me, so I'm going to ask you a question, and if you don't have an answer for it, it's totally fine. But do you have a favorite memory of hanging out with Jerry?
My favorite memory of hanging out with Jerry was when the first Mac computer came out, and I had gotten one already, and so I was able to show him how he could make, how he could do it with Mac Art. I forget, Mac Paint. I don't remember what it was called, but it was this very primitive bit graphics thing. Mm-hmm. But he, well, man, you can make art on this. That's really cool.
Wow.
And to bracket that, like when at the Las Vegas shows in '95, he was drawing on his Mac tablet or whatever he had, and ran out of batteries, and I was really happy to be able to just go in and bring him batteries, and he recharged the thing, thanked me, and got back to what he was doing.
You're his IT person. That's
Susanna's his computer lady.
Aw.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that he was an artist. That was his jam.
Oh yeah, and he took to the computer. I mean, wonderfully, and it was great the way the art abilities, the art apps developed on the computer. And oh God, what was I going to say? Okay, I don't remember.
The train left the track. It's okay. You know what?
Train. Yeah.
It's all good.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. It was really funny. That the first computer that we had were 128K.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah. And then Apple came out with the Fat Mac, which was 512K. And the Dead bought one for Dennis and one for Jerry, and I was really jealous. I will admit to that.
Yeah, it's nuts to think back. I remember I got my first computer, and it had an 8 gig hard drive, and my friend was like, "You'll never fill that up. 8 gigs, no way." Yeah. So, Susanna, where can people get a hold of the book if they want to buy it?
Okay, well, there are 3 options, as well as it's, I believe, in bookstores everywhere through Last Gasp. But they can get it directly from my website, which is mamarazi, mamarazi.com, or lastgasp.com, or dead.net.
Oh, okay. So it's on dead.net. Cool.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. And I am sad that we didn't get to hang out this year at Skull and Roses, but in 2022, when it happens, hopefully we can give each other a big hug.
Hopefully we can do that. Won't that be grand? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, I miss hugs.
Yeah. Well, it's lovely. It's lovely talking with all of you, with the 3 of you, and I hope that we, get to see each other in person within a year soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
You too. And make sure to tell Dennis thank you, and we send our love.
Okay, I will do that.
Oh.
Take care,
I will do
Susanna.
that. Okay.
Thanks for spending time with us.
Too. Stay safe.
We will.
And okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Wow. That's a unique perspective right there.
That is.
That's
Good on you. It was hard to just let her do her thing. It was hard to formulate a question because she just went down several really nostalgic, awesome, cool little roads there.
I think the one thing that sticks out in my mind from that, I mean, there's a million, but the one that sticks out in my head the most from that conversation is being offered a seat on the plane to Egypt and not being able to go.
Yeah.
But I guess at the time, like,
well, like she said, there's no cell phones. Her daughter's in South America. She doesn't know how to get a hold of them when she's in a different. That's a different world.
You know, you're there all the time. You totally want to go, but you're a mom.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you when you get back, all fired up.
Yeah. That's
And then, like she said, and then good came out of that.
totally. But
It's
in the moment, I guess there's no way you can know that
that was going to be that was going to be what it was.
But this is the Egypt thing from. Oh wait, it's not from. It hasn't happened yet. I don't know that. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, wow, guys, that was really special and cool, and I can't stop smiling. My cheeks hurt from that.
Well, she's the sweetest lady. I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to meet her at Skull and Roses when we met Dennis and interviewed him, and that is one of the most gracious persons, as everybody knows that listens.
Yeah.
He has done so much for us, and to get to talk to his sweet wife who wouldn't join us. I remember that we tried to get her, like, she's like, nope, this is Dennis's day. You talk to Dennis. I'm going to go take pictures. And was just smiling at the fact that
they had their little booth with
with all her
up and
pictures, and
it's
what a sweet, magical couple.
And also the other thing that stands out is the power of Garcia, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Like how, what, huh? I mean, I know about it because I've been involved in it and it's affected my life. But when you hear about stuff like that with other people where it's the family magic has woven its way through their life and given them a spouse and a career and it's like, Jesus, man, this family's awesome.
I feel like he was like America's version of a yogi.
Totally.
Well, her description of her, what was the first thing she said? He was present.
That reminded me of it. The way that he knew about I'm not good with walking people down the aisle. I'll do it because I love you. I believe in this relationship, but it's not a good idea.
You know what my stand.
And so he was very present, self-aware. You know, he was focused clearly, and he was talented. And people felt his energy. So it seems to me like the craft was like his music. Like that's like how the energy was dispersed. But
that was his yoga.
Yeah. Wow.
I have never thought of 30 plus years. I've never thought about it like that.
Well, and he's all the benefits of it. Like he had a glow about him.
Yeah.
When he entered the room, people just wanted to be with him. That's a lot. Just being
and
near him.
And you felt loved.
And she just said that he was the glue. So once you have the reason that most people are around, if that star or that person isn't around, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean?
I do. I see.
You came to see this. Now that this isn't there,
you see those pictures of Ram Dass sitting at the feet of Maharaji. Have you seen that? And he's got that huge smile on his face, and
at the feet of the master.
And I've always wondered, why? And I've heard stories about guys go to India and they meet a yogi and you can feel this unconditional love coming from them, this vibratory field that transforms your life, and I've always been I don't know, man, that's weird. I don't get it. And you just put it into perspective for me.
Of how
that
you
happened to me, and I didn't even know
at
it.
his feet.
That happened to me.
Yeah,
that's nuts. I'm wowed right now.
I was wowed.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm really kind of speechless. That's nuts. All the hallmark things that you hear about happening to people when they are in the presence of that is all the stuff that deadheads talk about at their first show.
And there's like propaganda and like mystique, and there's
mystery,
art, and like there's so many different and it's a lineage. It is being passed down, multi-generational. It's like that's why Hunter's like, he was like also a yogi in his craft with the lyrics, like that was his yoga. And together, bringing these two things together, it's like what yoga means, to yoke, a union, to unite. And so they yoked these two huge like
forces of nature.
Yeah, because I don't even know what to call it. It's not, together, and created an entire career, a second edition of, or a second publishing of a book. There's that many pictures of that lineage, of that iteration.
And the other thing that we haven't mentioned too, like the hallmarks of a yogi kind of a thing, is humanity. They're not like, they don't float and don't take shits and don't eat, and they're human beings. They're just people that have flaws and are fallible, and they fuck up and say the wrong thing, but there's this thing that's around them or in them or through them. I don't know how to say that the right way.
It reminds me of when Simon was little and I was taking him to the barber shop, and the barber said to me,
"Oh, he's got that star.
Your kid's got that stardust. That stardust." You know, some people, even they could be a celebrity or not. Or they could work at Home Depot. They could work at the school, but you meet these people and they glow. There's an inner something about them, and they're gems. You know, they have a certain kind of energy about them, and when you do your craft, you harness your talent, your energy gets like brighter, your light gets brighter.
Well, and now
just
all
like
this
when you
stuff
do
is like falling into place in my head now. It's crazy.
Well, like, okay, when you're in a yogic position, right? Like that's your body being tuned to an antenna. Mm-hmm. Well, the music is attuned to a frequency. And so you play these frequencies and you pull on these heartstrings or these emotions, and then Hunter gets in there, you know, like with the lyrics, like a little brainworm, and just frequency tuned, like all this energy around you.
Mantra.
Exactly. Like continuously it's chanting.
Totally.
And
love is real, not fade away.
And then there you go. Of course you're going to get thousands of people wanting to come back. Yeah.
Well, think about the
movement.
I've always been like, I don't get what lineage is about, but we just had an entire conversation about lineage.
Yeah. She's part of the Grateful Dead lineage.
And so are we.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So are all the new ones coming
Nuts.
up. That was nice to hear her say that too. She sees the same thing, that appeal to multi-generational now. Since the Fairly Well and all that. And she sees it the same.
Well, Mickey cast a spell at that last show.
Yeah.
Straight up. You know.
Yeah, 75,000 people carried it out.
And now it's rippling out into the world.
Yeah, so now here we are sitting talking about it.
Well, it's kind of snowing now. Ishing.
Yeah, there was a few.
There was
flurries.
You got all excited. It was like, what the? You're like almost knocking shit over in the middle of the interview.
I was like, what?
I'm just staring at him and he's pointing at the window.
Pointing out the window, like, look.
I was thinking, I am paying attention. I was like writing in my book. I am
He
paying attention.
like smacks you.
What?
Oh my God, let's go build a snowflake.
Let's go build a snowflake.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Build a snowflake. Anyway.
So there you have it. It did snow a little bit in Portland today.
Yay. Anyway, you know what, you guys? You're part of a lineage. Check that out.
Yeah. Whoever's listening, you're part of a lineage. Congratulations.
Of kindness
for being part of No Simple Road.
Love is real. It doesn't fade away. It's pretty cool.
And the dead community.
And neither do we, because you know what? We're going to be back next week.
Yeah, we'll continue to do this.
With more stuff and things. And you know what? Be kind to each other.
Yeah.
Be nice. When you go out, there's a vibration of angsty, anxiety, weirdness out there. Don't give into that.
Have grace, not just with yourself, but with others and the situation. Have grace with life and the earth right now. Just think about it that way.
Take it easy, man, is the way to say that in our language.
And continue to speak to one another. That's one thing I noticed with Matt. You can still talk. A lot of people don't do that. Greetings and things. It's like I make sure to do that more and more often now, is even through your mask.
Yeah.
You gotta
Good day.
smize.
Thank you. Hold the door and stand back and just continue on
Exactly.
with grace.
Make sure you smize, too. Smile with
Smile with
your
your
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah, smizing is big.
We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Follow No Simple Road. Patreon us. Give us reviews. All the things. Sponsors. Blah, blah, blah. We love you. We'll see you next week. Peace.
But it's a burden. Valley needs has been deferred, and hella means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. Shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The reality is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
What's up, everyone? It's Joe, and I'm the host of That's Awesome with Joe, a podcast on the newly formed Sound Talent Media Podcast Network. I talk with tons of your favorite artists, managers, touring personnel, and more. Most of the time we talk about music, but lots of the time we end up talking about something completely unrelated. We laugh a lot. We do a lot of really stupid things, but also some things that are really informative and interesting. Basically, it's a podcast that I think you should listen to. Obviously, I'm biased because it's my podcast, but I think I might be into it if I wasn't the host. Check it out at soundtalentmedia.com.